Hey guys, so the brand new market system has been released for After the Flash Wintertide. It's very cool, yet there are many flaws that I have with it. So first of all, we have this Q&A which answers a lot of questions, can go through it. I'm going to sum up some of the main things. Pretty much there's a 2 SP tax in it. So yeah, after 14 days it will be taken off the list. You can only have one prop build on the market. And also, if there's something you don't have, an expansion you don't have, then it will not load in those props. So, all reasonable rules, I would say. But just looking at this, first of all, a lot of these are really pricey. Like, if you look at this, that's pretty much how many Robux that is. Like, 100 scrap points is 95. A lot of the packs, you can't see how much they are. This should be gone. But most of them are like a few hundred scrap points already, so on top of that, this is already 698 props, so you already need to spend a lot of Robux just to get this. I haven't checked it out because the problem is if you preview it, either it just doesn't work or... Okay, there we go. So even after you wait a while for it to load, you go in... Oh, this one actually worked. Sometimes when you first load it, you need to reload it, I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty cool build. I like it a lot. It's dark though, really dark. But this is a cool build. It's not bad in any ways, but it's just very expensive. You need to spend 600 Robux to get this. I'm just gonna freak him out, but it's a massive sprawling complex. You can't see half of it because the game bugs out, but yeah, they're all very cool builds. It's just that I don't know how many people are willing to spend that much Robux on them. I'm trying to find it. This build I like a lot. This is my favorite. First of all, it's not expensive at all. It's 37 Robux. So that's like this much combined with that. I feel like if you're gonna sell something, you should lower it 5 below. I don't think many people know about the 2 scrap point tax, so I feel like reasonable builds for general uses will be in between this range here, because this is 34 Robux, so they're not spending too much to get it. Anyone can really get it. But yeah, this build is really cool. Yeah, it's very nice. You can do a lot with it, and that's a very reasonable build. I like this build. If you want a good build, Garrison Crane from Red Brine 123. Let's take a look at this. Black Lakes cabin. Small detailed hut. Contains... Okay, this one, it's a lot more reasonable. It doesn't use that many props at all. It only uses from these 2, so that's a reasonable area. And, let me reload. So yeah, it's a reasonable build. It's well detailed, has a lot of stuff in it. That kind of goes through that. That's floating. I can tell. Yeah, it's a cool build. Sort of the point I'm trying to make here is that there's a lot of builds here that are cool, but I don't know how many people are going to want to spend that money in it. And then another thing is that these are the only ones you see on the front page. Like, I've looked through it, there's no refresh. It doesn't like, oh, this is the new one. It's like, I don't know how it did this, but it just went through this way. Maybe these were the first builds posted, but if you want to get something, like if you want my cabin, you won't find it here. You need to search for it specifically. So you need to search Bug's Forest cabin. Here it is. So the question is like, there should be more ways you can find builds rather than just looking at these few ones here. Okay, let's look at this one. This one is a basketball setup. One day, like probably in the next refresh, I'm gonna review all the builds. This one, okay, this one's kind of a scam for me, to be honest. They just put stuff back here, then water bottles there, then that stuff there. Like, you don't get anything from it. And then this is another issue with it. If builds are too small, people can just copy them. Like, I could just see how they do it and then copy it. There's a build on here that I saw. I'm not showing it just so no one else does it, but it was a cool build, but I was able to just copy it easily. But yeah, look at that. It's just this one here. It's just like 2 props, or just one, I don't know. It's just a chair here. Just that and a chair. Like, what? Donation? Someone wants to donate you 502 SP? That's kind of the problem, is that if someone wants a tip, they're gonna put on here now, because they got off tipping, so now they just all of that there. Again, going back to all this, a lot of these are cool builds, I agree. They're very cool, very detailed. My main problem with the market system right now is that there's lots of builds that are cool and detailed, but they're just way too pricey for getting, yeah, a cool build, but still you're wasting a lot of Robux and scrap points on getting those when you could probably get something better. I feel like as a community we need to lower the average market price for items probably down to 50 scrap points. Maybe if it's a really detailed and high prop build, then maybe 100 scrap points. But I feel like going over 300 or 200 is way too much for just a singular prop build. And then my second problem with the market is that you can't find anything, you need to search it up. So if there's a specific build or a really cool build, it's just buried in there unless someone posts it somewhere. There probably could be a fix to that, but for now there isn't. But yeah, in the end, the market is a very good system. I feel like it will be very good for the future of ATF, but still is in its early development and definitely needs a bit of time before it can be used to its fullest extent. Shameless plug here, but all my prop builds are listed as Pug's prop build. So if you want to get my builds, you can get them by searching Pugs, clicking on the build, and checking that is made by Cool Pro Guy. Very cool. I try to make my builds not too expensive, so you don't need to worry about prices as much, usually within the 35 to 5 range. But yeah,